We just discussed the basics of the daily production review and the conversation flow between the recruiter in charge and the recruiter. Some items to keep in mind as possible areas for improvement and outcomes. We're going to be pausing throughout this video to kind of give you an idea of what you should be looking for.
What's going on, Van? How's it going?
It's going good in T1.
Hey, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. During Saturday, I was watching UFC.
Oh, you caught the Jones and Game fight?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I was surprised. Jones has been out for a minute, and he came back. And
Dude's a killer.
Yeah,
Dude's a killer.
Submitted him first round.
Man, technical guy, man.
Yeah,
He's
very.
a technical guy. So, that's what's up, man. Anything else?
That was it.
All right,
Yep.
Cool, man. So, how did that school visit go on today?
You'll notice that the recruiter in charge started the DPR by taking a moment to catch up with the recruiter before jumping straight into Salesforce and other items in the DPR. However, the recruiter in charge should also be taking a moment to recap specific activities or events of the day, such as how many presentations were conducted, what type of classes were they conducted in, and go detailed on the amount of appointments and interviews and qualified interviews that recruiter has held. As a recruiter, you can prepare this by having all the documentation and basically everything that you touch for the day, bring that to the DPR. Everything that you're planning on doing for the next day and any questions or roadblocks that you may have, bring those with you to the DPR.
The school visit went great. Spoke to the career counselor, set up 3 classroom presentation.
Awesome. 3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, man, you're a superstar, man.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be killing the game. Killer.
Do my best.
That's what's up. What's up? Anything else?
We did a table setup today as well.
A table setup too? Oh, man.
During lunch. And,
During lunch?
Yeah, during lunch, and 2 students, they were interested, or high school seniors.
Okay.
I was able to get a hold of one. The other one, they didn't pick up their phone, so I was able to set an appointment off that one.
All right, man. Yeah, just make sure, you let them know, hey, I'm here. So I'm just going to go get right into it, man. I got your Salesforce here pulled up, and it looks pretty good. Honestly, going through everything, you've logged those visits. You're also logging, the applicants. It's pretty good, man. A lot of people don't catch it on the first try. But I did want to talk to you a little bit about your, app log. Nothing bad. Everything is looking tip-top. So I just wanted to make sure that we get into a few details, right? Take this as like a training opportunity. So I see you got Tom Bradley in there, man. So what's good with him?
He's doing good. Coming in tomorrow.
Okay.
His mom and dad wants to be there for the interview.
Okay, yeah, that's good on you, man. It's definitely, when they're under 18, you definitely need that parent there, You don't want to talk with them and not have that authority to buy. Well, that's awesome. Anything else with him?
Oh, he's good to go.
He's good to go?
Something he wants to do.
And Miles Tellum. Yeah, that's a good name, man. So Miles Tellum, how's that going with him? I see that he actually took the East and he scored a 54. So what's the next steps for him?
He's coming in Thursday. The only thing about him is that he just needs to get his Bears docs in order.
Okay, and you told him his basic enlistment eligibility requirement. You didn't say beers, right?
Oh, I said beers. That's probably why he got confused.
Yeah, man. He's like, he's bringing me a 6-pack. No, man. So that's cool, man. It's just a training moment. Just make sure, with all these Navy acronyms, we got so many of them. You get into just spitting them out, and people are like, huh? What's that?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. So we got Baylor Swift, and I see hot shot right here, 57 East today. That's awesome. What's the next steps with her?
Her and her mom's coming in on Monday next week.
All right, cool, man. Just so you know, man, you definitely got to bring these applicants, especially if they're qualified. Don't give them too long to wait, right? Because what happens? They get that weekend and their minds change. So was there any reason why they couldn't come this week?
Well, the mom doesn't get off work until 5 p.m., so.
Got you, okay. So, just a little quick training sidebar. So what I would like to do is show you a little bit, more pushing them, showing them a little bit more sense of urgency, because at the end of the day, your time is valuable. And from here until Monday, a lot of things can change. So if mom can't get off until about 5, it might be best in your interest and in her interest to try to make it more flexible. Maybe you might have to stay a little bit. I'll be here with you for sure. I'm not gonna just let you out there high and dry, right? But if you show them that precedence and you show them that they are important, best believe that right there is gonna be someone that's gonna join. all right?
Okay.
But the person that you just let them run the schedule, right there, that's where you're going to lose them, all right?
Okay.
So let's try to get her in this week, and then we'll shift them things around, and, you know, at the end of the day, it'll all pay off.
Let's take a look at some of the verbiage used in this conversation. As a recruiter in charge, some of the language may be unfamiliar to new recruiters. So let's take time to explain phrases like kit it up. Well, kit it up means that we have the administrative requirements necessary to project and process an applicant to get them to be a future sailor. Other terms that you'll hear, on deck, what does that mean? To be on deck, meaning that you are at MEPS, the Military Entrance Processing Station. As a recruiter, other terms that you're going to hear, authority to buy. So the technical definition of authority to buy is giving someone the permission to join, such as a 17-year-old. But you may hear this term loosely used for an individual, say for instance, who is married. He or she may need to speak to their spouse prior to giving absolute committing to take the next step and join the United States Navy. As a recruiter, it's okay to have questions. If you don't understand terminology, please make sure that you ask the question, okay? You don't want to sit there and assume you understand what the recruiter in charge is saying, so don't ever be afraid to ask questions. Get clarification. That way you're on the same page and understand what needs to be done and accomplished to ultimately be more efficient, have a better quality of life, and achieve goal.
All right. So I see that your app log is good, and I want to go down to your projections, all right? I see you got, for Friday, you got 2 of them, all right? LaJuan Bames, all right, 70 QT. All right, man, did you get a chance to talk to him about the new program?
He's job locked on computers, and yeah.
Okay. And, you know, how'd you combat that?
For me, I just told him to go up to MEPS, and if it's available, for him to pick it. But
All right, you didn't sell any jobs or anything like that, right?
yeah, I try not to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we might just need to talk with him. Did you tell him anything about the Khan Academy, just in case he doesn't, you know, qualify for that Alpha Nuke Bravo?
I didn't even know about Khan Academy.
All right, always bring that up, man. That kind of shows them that you care. Like, oh, man, I care about your future, right? And you're telling them, hey, look, if you study this, this is going to give you a better shot just in case things don't work out, you know, at the end of the day. Is he kitted up?
Yes,
All right, you got everything in Pride?
everything's uploaded.
All right, I'm going to check that in a little bit. And how about his tattoo waiver, the tattoo of the Piggly Wiggly?
Oh yeah, I sent it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I put eyes on that?
No, you
No,
didn't.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like just a, you know, quick training moment. I know you're trying to get it in and get everybody in and out and try to get them kitted up as fast as possible. But I want to put eyes on it. That way, you know, I can QC anything and make sure that everything is on point, right? Because the worst thing to have is a guy on deck thinking that we sent up these waivers and what? It gets denied because it was incorrect or a mistake, right? So at the end of the day, we got to do 2-person integrity on all our documentation because we do not want any kind of hiccup when they're on MEPS, right?
Okay.
MEPS is an hour away from us, so you really want to drive that hour?
Nah.
Exactly. So, you know, we have to kind of mitigate some of these mistakes, all right? But I'm going to check that out and make sure everything's good to go. If we have to resend it, we resend it, all right?
Okay.
And just make sure that we'll annotate that on the email. And then Jennifer Florence, the 48 QT. I see that she was an SPF from another branch. Did you, by any chance, ask her why she didn't join?
Yeah, she didn't join because her boyfriend at the time didn't want her to leave to the military. So that's why she didn't join.
Okay, and is that an issue right now?
No, she's 100% ready to go right now.
A real-life DPR can take anywhere from 15 to 60 minutes. For brevity's sake, we are excluding some dialogue from this conversation, but as a recruiter in charge, you should be asking additional questions about any items you foresee to cause any issues, such as a significant other, a parent that has a strong sway on the applicant, regardless of the applicant's age. If you have an applicant that's 32 years old and they live at home with their mother, father, uncle, whatever the case may be, some important questions to ask: how does the uncle, grandma, mother, whomever feel about that situation? Because then you can make a game plan on getting in front of those individuals to handle their objections, to make sure the applicant is making the best decision to move forward and has gained commitment to ensure they not only join, but they successfully ship to boot camp.
Okay, cool, man. So just want to make sure that, you know, we have her good to go. She's kitted up.
Yeah, everything's good to go. The only issue is that her driver's license is expired.
Is it? So you're saying that she's going on deck?
Yes.
Okay, so how were you going to send her on deck without identification? Did you ask her to see if she had a passport or anything like that?
Yeah, she has a passport.
Okay, all right. Lead with that next time, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, I don't want to have to, call the DLCPL and let them know, hey, we got to cancel projection, right? But definitely when things like that, let me know right away so we can get on top of that. Well, cool, man. I think we got everything spot away. So this is what a normal DPR looks like. I know this is kind of new for you still. But at the end of the day, I want to get with you every day and try to find any kind of strengths and weaknesses and work upon those, all right? But other than that, how's your transition so far?
My transition so far has been great. You gave me a lot of good training,
Okay,
as
cool.
well as NC2 Chavez.
Yeah, NC2 Chavez is a monster. It's a beast, man. You got to get with him, man. Recruit of the year. But no, for real, get with NC2 Chavez and make sure that you pick his brain and make sure that you know for sure, how to do certain things. You got a question, man? No question is a stupid question, all right?
Got you.
You got any questions for me?
Oh, no questions. Sounds like a
Anything
good
else
plan.
I can help you with?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll get with it tomorrow. Make sure that you get those rads and everything together, so that tomorrow we're not fighting around for rads. We'll just get into the office and dip out. Sounds
Gotcha.
good?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, man. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
During the DPR, you'll notice that the rink and the recruiter had a great discussion and all their projections were ready to rock and good to go. We all know that's not always the case. A lot of times there could be some negative situations that arise, some bad news. First of all, bad news never gets better with time. So if you have a situation where you have a loss projection, that's some data, some information that needs to be communicated immediately. Now, if we have a negative situation arise, what we should always ask ourselves is, what can we do better? What do we need to put in place? What have we learned from this to make sure that this doesn't happen again, or at the very bare minimum, it's minimized? So let's discuss this. During the DPR, during the applicant review in Salesforce, some interesting and very important items to ask when discussing the appointment and interview. One, for the qualified interviews. Let's say, for instance, there was a negative situation such as a qualified interview that declined to join the Navy. Not just the declined interviews, but everybody that's interviewed, right? They will have an interview overlay. Some items of discussion during the DPR utilizing an interview overlay. What is the opportunity and advantage that the recruiter sold that applicant? What is the applicant's unique value? What are their pressures? What are their plans? What did we ultimately sell them on? And how good of a job do we communicate that the Navy is the best option to alleviate their pressures and help them achieve their plans? These are things that we can do to alleviate it. With any type of negative situation, again, it's important to understand we're dealing with human beings. There's no perfect situation to 100% eliminate all negative situations, but negative situations should not be a norm. It should definitely be minimized, and we can do that with good, effective DPRs, using our interview overlays and ensuring that we have a complete understanding of what the applicant is trying to accomplish, and they understand the Navy is that avenue to accomplish their plans. You should now feel more prepared for the daily production review, the interactions and the conversations that you should expect to have. Feel free to review the different chapters here in this video to refresh yourself on key items of interest and importance. Other than that, best of luck out there.